All right, have and have not fans, we are right around the corner from the show returning on May the 7th. And for this particular video, I've already done the trailer breakdown and all that good stuff. I haven't done as many break off videos from the trailer like I usually do because, to be completely honest, go back to that trailer breakdown. I went into extreme detail in just about every single scene that we got. Then I did a couple other videos like, why is Charles turning his back on Candace? Is David trying to drown Veronica? About Hannah as well, her reaching a breaking point. Will Benny fight Derek and all that good stuff? But for this particular video, this is more of a low-key kind of thing, and we're just going to be talking about things that fans hope to see in the upcoming episodes. Now, I don't know how many we're going to get before it goes on break. I think A-Series and maybe a couple other people said, oh, we're going to get 4 episodes and we're going on break. I'm not saying they're wrong. I just haven't. I'm going to be honest here. With If Loving You Is Wrong, I've been so preoccupied with that. I haven't really been keeping up with the have and have not information. I mean, we did get maybe 3, could I be wrong, 3 or 4 episode synopsis. I know we got at least 2, A Wicked Web and Dessert. And then the Spanish Moss Trail. I think that's the one about Madison intercepting an anonymous call to the hospital, but I think that's it. So if there's any more, let me know. But it wouldn't surprise me if we get any more episode synopsis, around the time the show comes back. So with that being said, I'm just going to just voice off some opinions here in terms of what not just fans, but what I like to see myself. And this is one of those videos where, the visuals will just be random have and have not photos. You really don't need to pay full attention to the screen here, except when it says, hey, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. But I think one thing is pacing. Now, say what you want about If Loving You Is Wrong, but one thing I'll give it over the haves and the have-nots is that they know how to skip from one day to the next. Now, I'm not saying that in the past it has not happened where a ton of episodes occurred on the same day, but I mean, in general, of the 8 episodes we got, when the show came back, I think they did a pretty good job of pacing it out. It felt like we covered at least 3 days or so on the show, between different events because, the press conference, Esperanza and Eddie having lunch, and just various things like that actually took place over the course of a couple of days. And thankfully, the pacing of the story felt good. And yes, I'm really excluding the whole baby daddy thing. I think it's because, as I said before, I've become very numb to that. I just don't even care anymore, like a lot of fans do. But at the same time, my thing is, if the baby daddy drama is the thing making people watch, yet people don't even want to watch anymore, that's a problem because you're not really adding a lot of story to the show. If that one storyline is what has people watching, but then it crumbles, that means the rest of your show is destined to fail. But in that final episode, Jennifer, I personally felt, and I know I wouldn't say backlash, but I got some confused responses to the fact that I gave the episode a 9 out of 10 because it was a finale. And the thing was, it was definitely doing a good amount of setup for what's to come next season. Not just the baby daddy crap, but, Larry's case against Eddie, Esperanza filing for full custody of their daughter, Carl, the young DA, getting what he needed from Ian and Lucian in terms of instructions of how to approach DA Hillmore about getting the charges dropped on Kelly. Bennett lashing out against Randall. Randall getting confirmation that he isn't the father. So I felt that a lot of things did happen in that episode. Not things that were just mentioned, but things that were actually happening. So with the haves and the have-nots returning, I know a season premiere can't do everything, but a season premiere, the thing about it is, the season finale is supposed to answer a couple of questions while also setting up what's to come next season, but also leaving us with a cliffhanger, wanting us to have more, wanting us to come back and see more. I felt in terms of overall balance, the If Loving You Is Wrong finale was great. Have and have nots out of time, terrible. In terms of the pacing, in terms of the balance of drama and intrigue, yes, the lion tattoo was revealed, but the only parts of Out of Time that I actually gave a damn about was Candace, Charles, and Landon. You know, when they were at the hotel, when they were getting ready to leave for DC, and when they were at the White House. Everything else about the episode, I didn't really care about. With what's to come next season, I'm really hoping we get some wrap up. You know, I want to see some court cases. You know, when are the characters going to courts for the murders, for the stealing of evidence, for this and that? You know, it looks like some of them might be going to jail, but how long are they going to stay in there? Because it depends on, you know, when things were being filmed in regards to what the actors were doing on the side. Like, I know season 7, as a fact, might have Jim Cryer in a position where he's not going to be around too much, due to the fact that while filming that season, he was on Dancing with the Stars. So obviously his role may have been diminished in some respects. But on top of that, you have the fact that we have so many repeated storylines that have just been going on and on and on and on. So I do hope that in terms of pacing, the haves and the have-nots does kick it up a bit. I'm not saying rush through everything, but at least don't make it feel like all these storylines are being dragged out for no good reason at all. My next hope, and a lot of fans have the same hope, which I doubt is happening anytime soon, because in the episode synopsis for Wicked Web, for Desserts, and hell, they even released a clip yesterday, which I will do a video on. And unfortunately, the very first clip we got is, of course, Jeffrey and Justin. Now, it got to the point last season where whenever I would do an episode review, I would just skim over their parts. Like, I would just say, hey, these two talked and it got annoying, and that was it. I'm just so sick of it. And I know I've said, and a lot of people said, I'm sick of the baby daddy drama, but I think I'm more invested. Okay, over the course of like 8 episodes, I mean, maybe 10 if you count the last couple of the previous season of Loving You Is Wrong, I've been more invested within the baby daddy drama on If Loving You Is Wrong than the 2 or 3 years that we've had this Justin Jeffrey shit going on. I'm going to be completely honest here. There is nothing remotely interesting about these two as a abusive couple, or whatever the hell you want to call it. I literally have no interest in this. I don't know why they keep pushing this on us. And no, this isn't about, oh, Jeremy, you're a homophobe, and that has nothing to do with it. It's the fact that it's a boring, dry ass storyline that makes no damn sense. I have no patience for these two. I just don't. Because I've said it before, if you go back to the first part of this year, during the 10 or so episodes we got, basically the stupidity that Benny Young had last year with the whole, oh, I'm going to borrow money from the Malones, I'm just going to sleep around with everyone, Melissa and Gia and Veronica. All that stupidity, for the most part, has for whatever reason been shifted to Jeffrey. You know, believe it or not, I think Jeffrey is the worst part of the Jeffrey Justin combo, because Justin, as annoying as hell as he is, he's not making Jeffrey do anything. Jeffrey, for whatever reason, is like, oh, I'm going to go see him. Oh, I don't like you. Why do you keep following me? Yada, yada, yada. Then you got Madison, who is like the voice of reason. But for whatever reason, Jeffrey just keeps deciding to do what he wants. And then when things are looking bad at wherever place he goes to meet Justin, just as everyone warned his ass, that's when he wants to try to get away. Then Justin tries to manipulate him and this and that. So trust and believe within the first couple episodes this season, if they douse us with a ton of Jeffrey Justin, you can expect a lot of ranting and a lot of low scores from me in regards to those episodes. So I just wish that storyline was completely gone. So that's all I gotta say on that. Next on the plate, the tattoo has been revealed, but let's give us some more backstory. I doubt this will happen, but I think my next request would be flashbacks. You know, like, I'd really like that. Remember on If Loving You Is Wrong, when it came back, Let It Burn, you had those brief flashbacks when Larry and Eddie were talking, you know, pretty much, you know, flashbacks of when he was being tortured. But I mean, I think some flashbacks of a younger Hannah and Derek would be nice. Once again, I doubt that will happen, because as far as I know, I don't believe they had any behind the scenes photos of younger versions of the two. I think it would be pretty damn cool. Matter of fact, I need to hit up the cast members. I think that I've been neglecting them, not intentionally, because they're all busy doing stuff. But you know, I haven't really talked to them lately because, well, the show's been off the air, so it's not much to talk about. But with the show returning, I'll hit them up this weekend and you know, for one, see how they're doing, and also, any surprises to expect. Not that they can spoil anything, but I really do hope that they get, sometimes it's better to show than to tell. Maybe just 3-minute clip of a younger Hannah coming from the club. Like, obviously, you don't have to show us her getting raped or anything, but I definitely like to see what it was like to see a younger Hannah on screen. Not to mention, what about, we did get well, technically speaking, we did get a flashback earlier this year when Veronica was watching her old wedding video with David. I guess if you want to count that as a flashback, I was certainly happy to see it. I'd really like to see what these characters were like a few years ago. That would be pretty nice. So that's my thoughts on that. I really do hope we get some explanation behind the whole Derek thing. But once again, I'm not looking for every freaking thing to be resolved in one episode, as much as I would like it to. I just think for the sake of pacing, it won't. But also, the big question of, people have been asking, does Alex have a twin? Does she have multiple personalities? On If Loving You Is Wrong. Then on the haves and the have-nots is, well, Derek, was he in a gang where multiple members had a tattoo? So Derek raped women before, but he didn't rape Hannah. We'll just have to wait and see. And let's see, on top of that, the whole Wyatt situation, I don't think he's being killed off. As far as I know, he is in season 7. So whatever happens between him and that gun, nobody important is going to die. But I don't know what's going to happen in terms of, will somebody get shot? And let's see. I mean, when you look at the core cast, that's about it. And I'd really like for them to put an end to the Malone money thing. I'm not saying I dislike the Malones. I mean, I just feel like that subplot really needs to be squashed. So I'd really like to see an end to that. And Mitch, in the finale, I do believe he told Benny, hey, if by some miracle we make it out of this mess, then you owe me a favor, okay? And I can understand Mitch doing that, saying that. But at the same time, Mitch, I mean, you've seen how unreliable this dude is, so I don't even know what kind of favor you would expect from him. So that's just my 2 cents on that. But I think the final thing, and this is just me talking off the top of my head, this video is just pretty much, my thoughts of what I want to see next season, as well as, what a lot of fans have been voicing their opinions on in social media. But I think the last thing I would want to see is, where we're going with this Charles thing. Like, as soon as Charles came in, and then it was introduced of the idea that he wanted Candace to be the first lady, I was kicking and screaming the entire time. I'm not saying I'm still on board with this, but I think there is potential in the story. Like, I think one of my favorite videos, disappointingly, it was a video that didn't do that extremely well. I think it got a few thousand views, but for me personally, a video is really a hit if it gets at least 10,000 views. And I think it was the video about, will Charles choose the White House or Candace? And that was pretty much the idea of him either choosing the White House or obviously choosing Candace, being with a person who likes him for who he is, rather than being around a bunch of stuffy politicians who hate his guts. So I really do hope we see what's going on there. Scott, the dude from the FBI, that's being sent to trail Candace's past, if you will, to get dirt against her. The president at the White House dinner, I can't wait. Honestly, I think aside from the tattoo, the Candace stuff is what I'm looking forward to the most. And it's amazing because if you go back to 2018, I was like hating on Candace most of the year because I just could not get behind the whole pimp Candace thing, and I got a lot of crap for that. But it wasn't until Candace sent Malik to attack her mother that a ton of people jumped off the Candace Young fan boat, if you will. So hopefully, they won't let me down this year. I do hope that we see some development, not just drastic change. So with that being said, this video, once again, not really scripted. It's just my off the top head thoughts about what I would like to see in this upcoming season. Remember, May 7th is coming up in a couple of days here. Ironically enough, on National Teacher Day. So if there are any teachers on the channel, much respect to you, as well as any college professors. Like, really, teachers are, I'm not being sponsored or anything. So teachers are highly underpaid. I mean, you have to take care of dozens, if not hundreds of kids. I know it's a job that's kind of unthanked at times, but you really do help out. So with that being said, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I highly recommend it, because if you are new to my channel and if you've been browsing through the video archives, you'll see that, oh, hey, this dude does breakdowns and stuff of shows, and If Loving You Is Wrong just went off the air for now. So yeah, with the haves and the have-nots, you can expect the same treatment. Episode reviews, trailer breakdowns, and theory videos. So with that being, I haven't done a live stream in a while. Well, mainly that's because YouTube's notification thing has been really wonky. So I don't know when the next time I'm doing a live stream is. I might do one this weekend, no guarantee, but we'll see. So once again, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you soon. Congratulations on making it to the end of this video. If you like what you just saw, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, or if you have anything you would like to add to the video, make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. If you want to keep up with me on social media, go to the description box. All of my links for social media are right there. Also, if you feel like you would like to donate to the channel, make sure to click on the link to PayPal. Any amount helps, $1, $5, $20. As a full-time YouTuber, any support from my fans really does mean a lot to me. Finally, make sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification icon. That way you're kept up to date on any new content I post to the channel. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you in the next video.